White pawn marches to b3. Black knight marches to f6. White bishop marches to b2. Black pawn marches to g6. White knight marches to f3. Black bishop marches to g7. White pawn marches to e3. Black kingside castling. White pawn marches to d4. Black pawn marches to c5. White pawn captures pawn at c5. Black queen marches to a5 and gives check. White pawn escapes check at c3. Black queen retreats to c7. White pawn marches to b4. Black pawn marches to b6. White pawn captures pawn at b6. Black pawn captures pawn at b6. White pawn marches to c4. Black bishop marches to b7. White knight marches to d2. Black rook moves sideways to d8. White pawn marches to a3. Black knight marches to c6. White rook moves sideways to c1. Black pawn marches to d6. White queen marches to b3. Black knight marches to e5. White bishop marches to e2. Black bishop marches to c6. White kingside castling. Black bishop marches to a4. White queen retreats to a2. Black knight retreats to d7. White knight marches to d4. Black rook moves sideways to c8. White knight retreats to b1. Black knight marches to e5. White knight marches to c3. Black bishop retreats to d7. White knight marches to d5. Black queen retreats to d8. White queen marches to b3. Black pawn marches to h5. White knight captures knight at f6 and gives check. Black bishop captures knight at f6 and breaks check. White knight marches to b5. Black bishop marches to e6. White knight retreats to d4. Black bishop retreats to d7. White pawn marches to f4. Black knight marches to g4. White pawn marches to h3. Black knight retreats to h6. White bishop marches to f3. Black bishop marches to a4. White queen moves sideways to d3. Black rook marches to a7. White pawn marches to b5. Black knight marches to f5. White pawn marches to g4. Black pawn captures pawn at g4. White pawn captures pawn at g4. Black knight captures knight at d4. White bishop captures knight at d4. Black pawn marches to e5. White bishop retreats to c3. Black pawn captures pawn at f4. White pawn captures pawn at f4. Black bishop captures bishop at c3. White rook captures bishop at c3. Black queen marches to f6. White bishop marches to c6. Black rook moves sideways to e7. White queen retreats to d2. Black rook marches to e2. White queen captures rook at e2. Black queen captures rook at c3. White rook marches to f3. Black queen retreats to d4 and gives check. White king escapes check at h2. Black bishop marches to d1. White queen marches to e3. Black queen captures pawn at c4. White rook moves sideways to g3. Black king marches to g7. White king retreats to g1. Black rook moves sideways to h8. White pawn marches to g5. Black rook marches to h4. White queen moves sideways to c3 and gives check. Black queen captures queen at c3 and breaks check. White rook captures queen at c3. Black rook captures pawn at f4. White rook moves sideways to d3. Black bishop retreats to a4. White rook captures pawn at d6. Black rook moves sideways to g4 and gives check. White bishop escapes check at g2. Black rook captures pawn at g5. White rook captures pawn at b6. Black bishop captures pawn at b5. White king marches to f2. Black bishop retreats to d7. White rook marches to b7. Black bishop marches to e6. White rook moves sideways to a7. Black rook moves sideways to c5. White pawn marches to a4. Black rook marches to c2 and gives check. White king escapes check at g3. Black rook moves sideways to a2. White pawn marches to a5. Black rook retreats to a3 and gives check. White king escapes check at f2. Black pawn marches to g5. White bishop marches to c6. Black pawn marches to g4. White pawn marches to a6. Black king marches to f6. White rook marches to a8. Black king marches to e5. White bishop marches to b7. Black king marches to f4. White rook moves sideways to f8. Black pawn marches to g3 and gives check. White king escapes check at e2. Black pawn marches to f5. White rook retreats to f6. Black bishop marches to c4 and gives check. White king escapes check at d2. Black bishop captures pawn at a6. White resigns and black wins the game.